Hello.
Hello.
Nice to see everyone. Hi, Jane.
Is this for me?
Yeah. Are we good? Guys, do you want to come in?
No
Thanks,
dodgy
Tommy.
questions, Robbo.
Yeah, the tough questions are coming from the back. Anton, we'll start with you.
Sure. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you.
You too?
Don't worry, I'm not going to ask you for an injury update on Keira, but just want to know, sort of, as a friend, as a teammate, how she's doing.
Yeah, she's good. She's in good spirits. That's Keira all over. She's always got a smile on her face. So, yeah, she's in and around the team, obviously in the best place possible for recovery, and obviously we're just there to support her and whatever she needs.
What was your own reaction when you saw what happened during the game? And I suppose, what was your reaction when you found out the news wasn't as bad as it could have been?
Yeah, initially, obviously, it was heartbreaking. You always fear the worst in those situations, like I'm sure you guys did. As a teammate, as a friend, it's even harder, and she's obviously such a pivotal part of our team on and off the pitch. So it was tough. It's not nice to see anyone get injured. But yeah, a sigh of relief, I suppose, when it wasn't the dreaded three-letter word. And yeah, like I said, we're all just here to support her and get her through whatever she needs.
I know Serena said after the game, we have to obviously move on. That's what high-level sport's all about. But how difficult is it to move on, tactically, without a player of such importance?
Yeah, it's difficult losing a player of her ability and the quality that she brings. And again, like I said, off the pitch, she's a vital part of the team as well. So it's tough, but that's why Serena built a 23-player squad and the depth that we've got. Obviously, things will have to change. That's natural when we lose a player, but it's not. It's a team game, and we have to get on with it, and ultimately get the job done for Keira as well. So yeah, I think everyone's just in better spirits, and obviously going into the game knowing that we need to get the job done.
Yeah, big game. How does it feel sort of building into this one? Because obviously the job isn't complete yet.
No, it's really not. Obviously, it's a tight group, but we can only control what we control, and that's obviously trying to get the 3 points against China. They're a great side. I think ranked 14th in the world. We know that they're going to be a different kind of opposition that we've had so far. We know their threats and what they're capable of, so we've just been prepared the best way we could be, and hopefully get that next 3 points in the bag.
Thanks, Anton. We'll go to Jane from BBC.
Hi, Rachel.
Hello.
On a personal level, obviously it's so disappointing for Keira, but as an England player, I mean, she's such a pivotal player for the squad. How much do you feel that her not being part of the team for this match could impact your chances of progressing in the tournament?
Well, I think what you saw on Friday was the resilient side that we have. It was obviously so difficult losing her, but we've got players to step into that role. No one's going to replace somebody else. It's everyone brings something different to the squad, their own unique ability. So it will be tough, but we know that, and we've got players to step in, and ultimately it's a team game. And yeah, it's not just about one individual. Obviously, it's heartbreaking to see her not be able to play with us, but I think everyone will just step up as well for her.
And you had a slight change of position yourself as well. How did you feel about playing in defence?
It's obviously not where I've played most of my minutes recently for club and things like that, but it's a position that I'm familiar with. Obviously, spent the whole last summer playing there, and probably most of my England career. So it's something that's somewhat familiar to me, and like I always say, I'll play wherever for this country.
There is a scenario where England, Denmark and China could all finish the group on 6 points, and then it could come down to goal difference. And at the moment, England only have 2 goals. So is that something that's crossed your minds, or have there been discussions about it at all?
Well, we've got 2 more goals than the rest of them, so we're +2, which is nice. No, it's not a concern. I think we're two games into the tournament, 2 wins. You have to look at the positives. We've got 2 really good wins against 2 really good teams. I think there's a lot of outside noise about goals scored, but it's not a problem within. You grow into the tournaments. We don't want to be at our absolute best first 2 games. There's 7-8 games that we need to get through, and hopefully grow into the tournament, get better and better every game.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Jane. We'll go to the floor. We'll go to Luke first.
With Keira missing, you probably hear my loud voice.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's all right.
Are you expecting to do a bit more experimentation in training and working on new formations, new ideas over the course of the next few days?
That's Serena's call and the staff. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe. Can't give you any more info. I don't know. So.
No, that's fine. And I guess the nature of professional sport is we in the media all focus on Keira missing, but it's a bit of a cliche. But it is an opportunity now for somebody else to go out and seize their moment, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's what I say. It's like bringing in a 23-player squad that can all be capable of stepping up in these moments. And we know that as a team. The players believe in that. The staff believe in that. And I hope that everybody else on the outside believes that. And yeah, it's sad to see someone not be able to play, but it's a fantastic opportunity for somebody else to step up, like you say. And it's experience for whoever does step in. And it's like I said, it's a team game, and we have to see what Serena puts out there. But everyone's capable of stepping in.
I think what we saw was, you mentioned it there, that resilience of this group, because you really were given quite a tough examination by Denmark, particularly late on. You held on. Those are the qualities you're going to need to win any World Cup, whether Keira Walsh was fit or not.
Yeah, definitely. I think, the resilient side of this team is something special. I think you saw it last year, you saw it this year, and, there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be tough moments, and that's the nature of a World Cup tournament. There's, teams around us are getting better and better. We're going to have more chances against us. But we'd hope for that. It's great for the game to see other teams rising and doing so well. We've played 2 really difficult oppositions and going on to our 3rd. So we're going to get tested, and that's how we deal with it, is the resilient side of it that we're going to take on into the next however many games.
Thanks, Luke. We'll go to Neil.
Hi, Rachel. One of my colleagues pointed this out, actually, so I've got to give her credit. But it's a year to the day tomorrow since you actually won the Euros. Can you just talk on a personal level about how life's changed for you, and obviously from a Lioness's point of view as well, how you think you've impacted the game of women's football in this country? Yeah,
I think you've seen it grow, especially even in the league. The WSL has grown. More and more people want to play in that league. It's the top league for a reason, and I think the Lionesses obviously have had a target on our back a little bit, but we always say pressure is a privilege, and we've earned that right. So things have changed in that sense. But yeah, I don't think internally the players haven't changed whatsoever. We're all just the same old people that we were before. Obviously things around us change. Things are getting recognised a little bit more. We're more out in the public eye and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think a whole lot has changed. And obviously, it's not something that we particularly focus on, is the Euros, because a lot of the group that are with us now weren't at the Euros. So yeah, it's great to have that in the bank, but this is a new tournament, and that's what we're focusing on now.
Just as an aside to that, you were able to force some change at government level, which is a fantastic achievement. I mean, how much of a driver is it going forward for you and the Lionesses to keep that pressure on to achieving this tournament and perhaps effect some more positive change?
Yeah, obviously winning is great and it's helpful, but we're good people at the end of the day. First and foremost, it's people first, and a lot of us, obviously, who were part of that discussion last year with the government, it's a nice feeling to be able to put our name on things and try and move things forward and get things for the younger generation, for the greater good of the nation itself. So yeah, obviously with our platform and where we're at, it's nice to be able to help, and I think that's the nature of the team, and the girls that are within the team, they always want to give back and do what we can to help others around us.
Thanks, Neil. We'll go to Molly.
Hey, Rachel. Kind of following on from what Mox was saying there about maybe how things have changed in the year. I think after the game, we saw so many people asking about Keira. How was Keira? There was such an outpouring of kind of love and like really hoping for the best for her. Does that show how much people care about, not just Keira, but all of you guys now? You have that profile that maybe a year ago people didn't quite connect with you in the same way because they didn't really know you guys as much.
Yeah, it's nice. Like you said, it's nice to see that so many people do care, and we do have the backing of the nation, and the support here has been fantastic at games. We've heard the fans have been brilliant, but not only that, the fans at home, we can't obviously interact with them the way we would have done if we were at like the home Euros, but we see their support and we're grateful for their support, and yeah, I'm sure Keira feels the same way for the love and support for her injury.
And obviously, the game did change a little bit once Keira went off, but those opening exchanges and the goal in particular with you combining with LJ seemed to work really well almost instantly. I just wondered if that's a combination that you would have worked on that much, because I don't think you would have been on the pitch that much in those areas, maybe together. And what was that like for you on the pitch?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's building connections off the pitch. We always in discussion with each other, whether it's at dinner, you know, playing table tennis, whatever it may be, we discuss football and stuff like that. And I think that's so important for this team, and we definitely do that a lot. You can't just throw yourselves out on the pitch and not know what you're doing. So it's nice to connect with each other off the pitch regarding that. And yeah, we've trained together a lot. We've trained together for the last few months or so, and ever since we've had LJ in the squad, obviously. But I think it comes down to connections off the pitch first and foremost, and then that builds into training and into the games, and it just becomes a bit more natural.
Thank you.
Thanks, Molly. We'll go to Sandra.
Hi, Rachel. Just going back to I know we don't want to keep talking about the Euros, but just in terms of the anniversary, I think you mentioned when you came out that it felt like when you came out of camp last time round as winners, it felt like you were coming out of the Big Brother house. I mean, how does it feel like now, in terms of for you going into this tournament and just, you know, having to do the World Cup a year on from that?
So going back into the Big Brother house, but a year later. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it's obviously, like I said, it's a different feel. There's different people, there's different players, there's different staff. It's a change. And for me personally, I don't like going into a tournament thinking about another one. It's completely different. It's completely different kettle of fish. This is the world's biggest stage. This is where you want to be playing. Obviously, it's great. It's not just disappeared. We won the Euros. It's something we all do discuss now and again. And for me personally, I have in the back of my mind, of course, it was a special moment. But in moments like this, you kind of have to push that aside and focus on what's in front of us. So yeah, it's a nice feeling, but I think now it's a complete different feel. Different players, like I said, different staff, and yeah, even bigger tournament.
And that being said, how do you feel that your role as a senior player within the squad has changed, particularly in terms of like newer or younger players coming in, particularly when you're having to, like, you've got things like, unfortunately, what happened with Keira?
Yeah, I actually am shocked that I'm the third oldest in the team, to be honest. I don't act that way, I'm sure, but no, it's a different role for me, of course. Obviously, we've lost Jill and Ellen, who were a lot older. Wow. Not a lot older, a lot more experienced, better looking, whatever it may be. Dug myself out of that one. No, but losing two players of their overall wealth of experience is tough. So yeah, I think some of the younger players, even younger than me, have to come and step into that role, and it's nice to be able to do that. You know, and I had that when I was younger, and some of the senior players helping me. So it's nice to be able to speak to the younger ones, and not even just the younger ones. There's players that it's their first tournament that aren't so young, so it's helping them through that, and adjustments to obviously being at the other side of the world, away from home, not seeing family so much, and yeah, it's nice to be able to help and be that kind of figure that they can look up to as well.
Thanks, Sandra. We'll go to Tom.
I'm really sorry, Jill and Ellen, if you're ever going to see this.
Thank you. Hi, Rach. When we watched you training last week, along with those fans in the crowd at the Central Coast Stadium, we saw you towards the end doing a lot of shooting practice in the penalty box. So I guess I'm wondering, when did you find out you were going to play left back? Was it quite a last minute news for you, or did you know all along that was the plan?
No, I didn't know all along. I've said this before, but I'm always in constant communication with Serena about positions, as I'm sure everybody is. She's fantastic at communication, and she's something we've always spoken about. It may be a situation that might happen, it may not be. Be ready, and that's why I always stay ready in any position that I'm needed. But I'm always going to shoot at the end of training.
How does that preparation maybe translate then when you find out you're going to be playing left back? Are you the sort of person who maybe spends time studying the Danish wingers' form of clips? Is that your sort of thing?
Yeah, our analyst, he sends me clips and stuff. He knows whatever position I'm playing in, he'll send me them of the opposition, because I like that anyway. It's not for everyone, but I like to look at it the night before and prepare myself. But again, it's something that I've always had in the back of my mind that maybe it might happen. So I've always done a little bit in training that, you know, maybe that could be the situation that I play there, maybe not, but I'm going to prepare for it anyway. So I'm in the best possible position if needed, wherever that may be.
Just lastly, you seem to click quite well down that left side with Lauren James, obviously a goal and an assist says that, but just generally, you seemed like you had a good combination. Did you feel that too? And what did you make of her impact on her first World Cup start?
I mean, it's hard not to connect with a player of her ability. She's phenomenal. I think you guys actually got to see it on the world stage the other day, but we see that every day in training. She's a joke. She's so good. And yeah, you saw that the other night. But she's a girl that is a young player. You know, we have to kind of guide her as well. And I talked to her a lot. And obviously, when I found out I was playing alongside her, just behind her, we obviously chat about it. And she's a great girl on and off the pitch, so it was easy to connect with her. But yeah, it was nice to see her shine on the big stage, and for everyone else to see what we see every day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. We'll take a final question from Tom at the front.
Hi. In the 2 times or 3 times we've been to training, you're normally first out on your own at the start. Is that something you've always done? What are you doing in those moments? Is it like visualization, or is it just sort of?
It's because I'm old. It's purely because I'm old. No, I do my own warm up a little bit before everyone else, just to get everything moving. And I like to get touches on the ball a little bit before I go out. I've always done it. I do it at club and I do it at England, and it's something that I've always done. It's nothing to do with anything else other than that.
Is it something like? Has that always been something you've done though, in terms of like your own preparation? Do you like being out there in your own thoughts first up?
I definitely don't think I'm not in my own thoughts whatsoever when I'm out there. I'm free as a bird, but I just go out there and get touched on the ball and do my own warm-up so that I'm ready then going into the warm-up, and I know I've done what I needed to do. Also don't like just sitting in change rooms and sitting still. I can't do that. So, yeah, I'm someone that likes to be on the move a lot. So, yeah, there's no other reason whatsoever than that.
Cheers, Tom. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers. Thank you.